So yeah, it really comes to no one's surprise that the last couple heroes for Honor have launched have been, and I can kind of say this confidently, utter failures. In the past 2 years, we've had the likes of Pirate on launch day, Athera, Ocelotl, and now Varangian Guard. Now, what do these heroes all have in common, you may be asking? Well, if you have a keen eye, they are completely overpicked in Dominion based on the fact that even my mother, who has never played video games, can lock in one of these 4 options I put on the table and still probably get a kill. So if my mother can get a kill with these heroes, could you imagine someone who actually knew what they were doing? Now, Ocelotl has already been covered. I suggest you watch that guy's video. It's great. I'm not going to cover it. To truly understand VG, we got to go right back to the start. Now, at launch, a lot of players, including myself, felt that Varangian Guard was a whole lot more akin to the old For Honor, really diving back into its roots. Instead of having 20 different combos that never end, they had very little moves, no feintable bashes, just a very small kit for a hero that was released. So a lot of people that played her day 1 felt that she was kind of shit. But to judge a hero day 1 is always the biggest mistake because nobody truly knew her flow yet. But after a while, people really started to learn why she was so goddamn annoying. So what begs the question on why is VG so disliked? Well, it stems from multiple problems, but I think the most annoying part of VG is her crushing counter properties. Now, I don't know what Ubisoft was smoking when they gave her not 1, 2, but 3 different ways to crush and counter. Starting lights, mid-chain lights, dodge attacks, all crushing counter properties which make things like undodgeable attacks less than useless if she dodges from the same side. Picture this, will you? You're playing Black Prior and you decided to do a different mix-up, so you decide to go for an undodgeable side-heavy finisher. The Varangian Guard panics thinking you're going for another bash and dodges into the same direction your undodgeable is coming from. You made the right read, but the Varangian Guard crushing counters you on a panicked dodge attack, making her the actual victor in the encounter. Is she the only person with dodge attack crushing counters? No, Tiandi has one too, but anyone trying to use it on Tiandi will probably never succeed if they're doing it on accident. This is where all of VG's problems truly lie. Mistakes don't actually punish her. This character can make so many god-awful mistakes, but her kit is designed to literally bail her out of every single goddamn scenario. Maybe you dodge attacked a bit too early and you're about to get hit by an external heavy. No worries, you're 100 MS full guard recovery and crushing counter lights mid-chain. What happens if you whiff an unblockable? Well, don't worry, that 100 MS guard recovery is there to counter any dodge attacks if they're not bashes. People who play this hero will pull off the most insane outplay with their recoveries, but it's always a complete accident or they're just spamming the full guard after every single missed attack or anything whatsoever. I just want you to know, in these clips I am a total ret for overall. During these games alone, I had how many encounters where I made a complete mistake but then spammed full guard and then I won the encounter and they just walked away from the fight. Because it's just not fun. You made the right read, but her entire kit is built off of just saying, no you didn't. Lastly, we really like to talk about her damage and feats. Her overall damage really isn't too much to write home about other than her crushing counters and unblockables. I feel like with the massive hitbox on those heavies, it might need to be toned down just a tad. But what really sells all this damage is her third feat. Sith Warden has a feat called Inspire. It's a second tier feat. It's a damage buff aura that lasts 20 seconds with a cooldown of 120 seconds or 2 minutes. Varangian Guard also has a feat called Azer's Aura, which provides a 5-second damage buff aura that has almost the same effect as Inspire. The only difference is that the passive is applied to any unblockable heavy with no cooldown or grace period. So most fights are VG's fishing for an external heavy to get the damage buff and then doing 28 damage on blockable special animation soft feint heavies. Anything else you want to add to those heavies, Ubi? Oh, the extremely weird trait that it tracks dodge attacks anyway? There's a reason why every single game to date has at least one Varangian Guard. I would like to formally apologize to anyone who got in a game with me because I would never willingly play this broken mess of a hero on purpose. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you disagree or agree with me, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.